Yo, what up? It's 92.9 WDUP, New London's home of timeless hip hop and R&B. It's your boy Mike Mitch Ill. Special guest in the building. We got the young icon himself, TeeManay in the building. What's going on, brother?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, man. Thanks for checking in with us, man. Talk about that Wynham record, man. It's starting to, you just dropped it. It's starting to make a big splash out here. Talk about that record a little bit.
Yeah, Wynham is like is a love song with a groovy feel, It's not too emotional. It's just a song that makes you feel good, it's a vibe. It's actually, celebrating feminine beauty, feminine love. We gotta love a lot of women. We gotta love on them, protect them, we gotta make them know that every time they are protected, because that's what we're preaching with the young generation men. We all want to be on the right side. So Wynham is a record I made in New York. The producer for the beats is Jaylon. Shout out to Jaylon. He's from London. He's a Nigerian too, but he's based in London there as well. And we just connected. We've been working together for a couple of years, and then we made that song. I hit up my engineer here, Draft, and recorded the song, and we mixed it, and the vibe was amazing. So the song is just talking about beautiful buddies, celebrating all types of buddies. We have no definition or general definition of what beauty should look like, That's why I said 1, 2, show me your buddy, So you gotta be proud of who you are, be proud of your buddy, however it is, and just celebrate it. That's what Wynham is about.
Absolutely, man. Yo, next video, can I get in it? Y'all had some beautiful women in there, man. How do you get the women, man? You know what I'm saying? I hope you that video was dope, man. I'm like, damn.
Trying to get some numbers. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's the good thing about it. If you notice, there's something intentional in that video. Like the video has no specific like main vixen. Every song has a main vixen, but there's no girl you can point out and say, "Oh, this is the main girl." There's no main girl in the video. All the girls are the main girls. So that's the pride.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone is special. You know what I mean? So we celebrating all women generally. That's it.
Okay, so you talk about Nigeria. You out in New York currently. Give everybody your background for those who may not be up the game right now.
Oh yeah, I was born in Delta State, Nigeria. That's where I'm originally from, and that's where I grew up. And after college and university, I moved out of Nigeria. I moved to South Africa. So I did a little bit in South Africa. That's where I actually kicked off my professional music career. But prior to that, I was doing music as a kid, singing, playing instruments. I had a lot of instruments. I had a keyboard. I had the drum set at home. I was in the church choir as well, but I was in medical school, bro. I was going to be a doctor.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, you really believe in yourself that much? It was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna go all in with this music and, not be a doctor. You know what I mean? Like how tough was a decision was that for you? You know what I'm saying? Like
it was kind of tough, and it wasn't tough at the same time. It was tough because that was like giving up on a secured future, because being a doctor, that your future is kind of secured. There's scarcity of doctors all over the world. You're gonna get a good paying job, you're gonna be good. But being a musician is not a guarantee that you're gonna make it, because we have so many competitions. There's so many artists everywhere, and many talented people around the world. So you have to stand out. So me taking that leap of faith after medical school, because I actually graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Anatomy. So I was supposed to do 3 more years to become a medical doctor in South Africa. So that was when I moved from Nigeria to South Africa. So the purpose of moving, first of all, was to continue my medical studies. But I had at the back of my mind that I want to be a singer, bro, because I had it in me, I didn't know how to tell my parents, because back home in Nigeria, we have this orthodox kind of family where you got to be a lawyer or engineer or, a doctor, otherwise you're not successful, because they want to be proud of you. They want to talk about you. They want to brag about you to their friends. My son is a doctor. My son is a this, that. Nobody want to say my son is a musician, back then. But now everybody celebrates it, right? Yeah. So when I moved to South Africa, I had the space I needed. I had the environment to like go to studio, record. I had my first recording ever in a studio back in South Africa, Johannesburg. And then I put out the record in a radio competition that was going on, just like your radio. Shout out to y'all. Y'all have been supporting rising talents, So that was what happened. I put out my song in a radio competition in South Africa, and out of 5,000 submissions, the song then actually won the best new song for the best rising artist, because people actually listened and voted. So that was it. And that was how I kind of gained the, the attention. And then I realized that, yeah, this is really meant for me. This is a sign from God, because my first ever record actually won, a competition. So I should focus on this full time. And that was how I kicked it.
Yeah, I hear that. What was the biggest like difference between Nigeria and South Africa, if any? Was there any difference?
There is a lot of difference, even though it's all Africa, the sound is different, the culture is different, the nightlife is different. It's like in South Africa, oh my God, you could party till like 10 a.m. In Nigeria, you got to go to work, man. We work 3 jobs in Nigeria, man. We ain't got time for that. Don't get me wrong. We party in Nigeria. We like, to have a good time. But like, especially in Lagos, there's this life of hustling. You got to work, man. You got to make ends meet.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I was fortunate enough to interview a lot of people from Nigeria, such as yourself, and there's a lot of talent coming out of there. How do you separate yourself? Like, is it real competitive for you? Like, or you just like, I'm in my lane, I'm just gonna do me? Talk about that.
Well, yeah, bit. I mean, it's a competition, even though we say it's not. Everybody be like, I am my own competition, I am this and that. I mean, no man is an island. At the end of the day, you want to be on the billboard, right? You want to be number one. And for you to be number one, there has to be number two, right? So at the end of the day, it's a competition, whether we like it or not. But like, I try to focus on my sound, focus on my energy, and focus on building my audience, because I know that the sky is big enough, even though it's a competition. So that's why I have my own sound. If you listen to my music, it's a little bit not the traditional Afrobeat song. That's why I call it Afro Switch. If you know, yeah. So I coined that phrase Afro Switch because it's a combination of the sauce Afrobeat, which is what I grew up with, and an experience of all the places I have traveled, being that I've lived in South Africa, I'm here in New York, Nigeria. So the experience has made me create a sound around my travel experience.
Okay, so you coined the phrase Afro Switch. Afro Switch. Has anybody been kind of clamoring to it? Like, have some followers been actually doing it, or just like you the only one doing Afro Switch right now? Like, have you been able to like kind of garner a following behind that and that whole sound that you're describing, that you coined?
Yeah, because my producer has told me that a lot of people have reached out to him and asked to make the type of sound he makes for TeeManay. Likewise, my engineer, actually somebody actually went to the studio and said, can I sound like TeeManay? I'm like, you can't sound like someone else. You can actually sample the sound, but you can't sound like the person. But fans are really like, tune into that vibe, to the Afro Sweets vibe that I, pioneered, and they are really finding it an interesting sound, and it's something people are coming to love, so it's fresh, it's new, and they're loving it. Why not? It's Afro Sweets.
How was it, the Kill Them record? It got over 2 million views on YouTube. Like, was that your biggest record? I mean, I could be mistaken. You might have something bigger than that. What was that like? Were you actually getting in the millions with the views and everything like that, man? How's that feeling?
That felt real great. It just gave me the affirmation that, people are really like in support of the sound, and they mess with it. You know what I'm saying? Because when we put out the record, it was more like the first record I put out under my label, Convict. So it was more like a litmus test. So Kill Them was like a litmus test. Like, okay, let's put this one out, and let's see how it works on its own. And people really tuned into it, and to see that it got, even up to 1 million, I was like, geez, I'm doing something right.
Absolutely. So you mentioned Conflict. Talk about Conflict culture. If I did my research right, that's Akon's venture right there.
Right.
And if like, how'd you link up with Akon and talk about all that real quick?
Yo, that was something I didn't expect. So my manager at the time, definitely he works in New York, and he usually calls me up when there's opportunities, or calls me when he wants me to, like, meet with some people, do some stuff, Fashion Week. So that period was around, I think it was around New York Fashion Week period. It was somewhere around October. And he called me up and he was like, bro, can you come to the city? I'm like, nah, not again. Sometimes not every call is productive. Sometimes you just get exhausted. And he was like, bro, come to the city real quick if you're free. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm coming. So I just went to the city. I went to Manhattan, and I met him in somewhere around 23rd Street. He was in the car. I'm talking about my manager. And then we sat down in the car and we were just having a conversation. He was playing my music. And he was like, yo, bro, just sit tight, chill. And as we were talking, somebody just came out from the building on an all-white dress. And I'm like, wait, isn't that Akon? And Akon was walking towards the car that we were in. And I'm like, bro, what's going on? What you not telling me, bro? And then Akon walked into the car. And I was like, yo, you got to be playing me. And he said, yo, T, what's up? Because that's what he calls me, T. I'm like, wait. I'm not dreaming, right? They were like, yo, T, what's up? I'm a fan of your music. I hate your songs, man. You're doing good. You're doing good for yourself. I like what you're doing. We're going to work. I'm like, nah, I'm playing. You're playing right now. Wake me up. Somebody hit me in the head. I'm playing. And that was it. No, so that was the first time I ever met him. The first time, because prior to that, he's the icon of Africa. He was the biggest artist and still is, and he's the one I look up to. While I was in high school, I listened to all his music. So imagine somebody in your bucket list meeting the person finally, and the person already knows your name because somehow he has heard your song, and then he signs you. Bro, that's more than a dream come true. What more could I ask for? Yeah, I'm grateful, man.
No, it's great, man. As a matter of fact, speaking of Akon, it seems like he kind of been under like the radar a little bit. What Akon got going on lately, man? You know? Man, I know he does a lot for Africa, the continent, you know what I mean? He does a lot for Africa, the motherland and all that, but like, you know, what Akon been up to lately?
A lot. He got a lot going, a lot of businesses, you know. He's really busy doing a lot of businesses, you know. Yeah, but I'm sure he's gonna let him out, you know, in his own time, you know. But he's doing a lot. Major announcements, 2022. Yeah. Major.
Nah, big up Akon for real. So let's get back to you and your music, you know, inspiration wise, you know. Are you more inspired by like, you know, music you grew up on, you know what I mean, in Nigeria, South Africa, or like, you know, the music over here in the States, or it's like a combination of both? Talk about your inspiration a little bit.
Yeah, my inspiration actually comes from a combination of both, because as a kid, I used to listen to a lot of reggae and Afrobeat and R&B. So I grew up with the likes of Boys to Men, All for One. You know, there was so many R&B because my dad had the vinyl. He had a whole catalog of vinyl. So he played those songs every day. And he played a lot of Bob Marley as well. He played a lot of Fela Kuti, the founder of Afrobeat. So those different sounds kind of influenced me and made me, you know, have a little bit of great background in music. So when I moved, it was easy to blend in, you know. So I get inspired from home and as well from here.
Got it. Talk about like some of your past records and future records. Talk about some of the collaborations and like anybody who would love to collaborate with, you know, talk about that a little bit.
I mean, my bucket list was Akon and a couple of artists, so God has made that happen. So definitely I would like to work with Chris Brown, because you know, I feel like if we make a song that's gonna be a hit, it's because he has a great talent. You know, he never makes a bad song. No, let's put it out there. And then back home in Nigeria, definitely I want to work with Wizkid. I don't know if you know Wizkid, Burna Boy, and CK. Yeah. Okay. So those are some of the artists I would like to work with. Yeah.
Okay, like, you know, we had to deal with the whole pandemic and, you know, kind of like grinding things to a halt. But like, do you have any future shows, like even New York or, you know, back home? Like, you got any future tours or anything like that?
Yeah, I do. I actually did one in October last year. TeeManay Live was the first time I ever did it, and it was sold out. I did it in New York. It was great. You know, a whole lot of people came out, and a lot of shows were canceled during the pandemic, unfortunately. But thank God that's a little bit behind us, hopefully. You know, but you know, this year I'm putting out my first album. It's gonna be called Big Vibes, so it's coming out pretty soon, and definitely I'll be going on tour.
And you say Big Vibes, like what can people expect from that?
They're going the name speaks for itself.
All right, self-explanatory. Got you.
So the king of
I know you want to go into detail, but all right, keep like that. I hear that, brother.
So you know, good.
You mentioned some of your somebody you worked with before, but like talk about your production. Like who do you actually lean on for your production, for your music?
For production, I work with a couple of producers back home in Nigeria. There's Not Boy, one of Wizkid's producers, but my main producer is Jalen. He's also Nigerian, but he's staying in London. He lives in London. So we've made so many songs and we still make so many songs. I co-produce myself. So oftentimes it's like I make something on my laptop, I send it, and then we make it better, you know. So it's more like a collaboration because I sing, I write, and I produce.
No, you mentioned you write. Do you write for other artists as well?
I haven't really written for any major artists yet, but I've written for a few, you know, a few rising artists.
Okay, no doubt. So yeah, listen, America. My man Ghost writes too. You know what I'm saying? Your pen ain't working right. Holla at my boy, TeeManay right here.
Hey, okay.
You know what I mean?
Now I know.
Yeah. So like, you know, let's talk about the music scene. You know, what's the difference between, you know, the music scene in Africa and in America, if any?
I would say that one of the major differences I have realized is that the music scene in America is more social media driven, but back in Nigeria it's more like street driven. I don't know if I'm correct, but that's what I've noticed. Back home in Nigeria, like when a song comes out and it's out in the streets and maybe in the clubs, and then you know from there it grows and then goes into social media. But here, I realize that some like, you know, mainstream songs actually go big on social media and then people pull it out from social media. Like what's popping, what's trending, you know? So the trend determines the sound here, but back home, the sound determines the trend. If you get what I mean.
No, I got you. And your view, like, what's the main keys to becoming an international superstar? You know, because like you might be popping like in your hometown or your block or, you know, even your country, but like in your view, what makes artists an international superstar, such as like, you know, a guy like Akon we were just discussing, you know what I'm saying? Like in your view.
I think what really like could really push you internationally, not just locally, is the fans at the end of the day, you know, because you could spend a lot of money and still not get the results you need. I've seen artists back home and here that have spent at least, you know, 1 to 10 million and they're still not popping. Right. You know, I feel like people rush into marketing like so fast with new records or new, you know, people without having to like at least let people decide with their ears, first of all. So growing internationally in this day and age, I feel like it's on the fans. Back then, it used to be solely on the labels and influence, you know, people influential like in offices and companies, the music companies. But now it's solely dependent on the fans, you know, because there's accessibility now. Somebody in Australia that has never met me before can hear my music on Spotify just by random taps or find it on YouTube, you know, just by suggestion and become a fan. And be like, oh my God, I love this sound. You know, I've received so many DMs like that about people from different parts of the world, you know, and how they love the music and how they're following up so far, even though I'm still on the rising side, you know, like, you know, still on the come up. Yeah, I'm proud to say that because everybody has a rise. You know, I believe in stairs one at a time. But to be an international act or to make it internationally, I feel like you need to focus on your fan base and keep growing your fan base and keep building contents for them because they will keep coming for that content.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we about to get into your record, Wind 'em, you know, but before we go, man, like give everybody your social media, you know, give everybody like, you know, how they can check out your past music and, you know, what you got coming up, you know what I mean, in the future. Why keep the song up.
The name is TeeManay, TeeManay. Follow me up on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. It's TeeManay. And my music is on all platforms under that same name, TeeManay, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. And keep supporting it because the vibe is addictive.
Absolutely, man. The king of vibes over here, the young icon. You know what I mean? TeeManay over here. We're going to get to the record, Wind 'em. It's a great record. You know, we're going to play it over here. You know, request, you already know how to get at us. Yeah, before we wrap this up, anything else you want to say, man? We're going to get to the record right now, man.
I mean, it's Black History Month. I just want to say, you know, be Black, be proud, even if you're not, just, you know, support the movement because, you know, unity and peace is all we need in this world right now, you know. So that's all I'm saying. Let's stay Black, let's stay positive, and let's stay futuristic. That's it.
Absolutely, man. It's February 2nd, the second day of Black History Month. So you definitely got to get at, you know what I mean? The PSA right there for the people, man. We